Good Tuesday morning, East Tennessee. My name is David Aldrich, Chief Meteorologist of Captain Accurate Weather, coming to you by way of the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. So happy that you're here. This is a special Weigels update because we're running out of days, and I'll explain more in a moment as far as my participation here in East Tennessee. But I want to give Weigels props because they are fuel and food that's fast, fresh, and friendly. Very excited about that. And if you happen to be around a Weigels today, you might want to check out their brand new Winter Wonderland. And since winter is coming back, this is Act 2, by the way. Act 2, yeah, did you know Lexington's expected to get like 3 to 5 inches of snow today? If Lexington can have snow, why can't we get snow? Well, we will. We'll get some, but this is not that week. I think next week we'll have some opportunities for snow. But in the meantime, I digress. If you haven't tried the Weigels Winter Wonderland milk, it is frosty, vanilla mint, it is delicious, and it's great by itself. It's also fantastic to put in your Weigels cup of coffee. It's awesome. It's delightfully delicious, and you might want to get it while supplies last because it's available only for a limited time. That could be your hand. Your hand could have that bottle in its hand later today if you stop by Weigels. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store in 24. Farm to store in 24. It's just better when it's with Tennessee cattle. So very thankful for Weigels. They've been a long-time supporter of Captain Accurate Weather. So you'll make sure that you pick up a bottle of the Winter Wonderland before it is gone. But let's get to the weather. Can we do that? We certainly can. This is the mess that's occurring at the present time. Now, I might have gotten a 2-minute or 3-minute late start today, but it's going to be worth it because I'm going to share some information you might not get anywhere else in a concise and entertaining fashion. I mean, look at all the blue in Lexington. You mean they're going to get 3 to 5 inches? Man, why can't we get 3? It just depends on storm track, my friend. You know a southern slider can change Knoxville's weather in a hurry in winter, and maybe we get one of those next week. Maybe we get one the following week, because we know that March can sometimes yield some interesting wintry weather. But look at all the rain. Some of us have had some sleet. Some of the pink areas have already moved across parts of Tennessee. So some of you had little icy pellets mix in from time to time. I'm kind of curious to know what you're seeing. Before I get to your comments, and I do want to check those as well, we have 37 here. It's absolutely freezing in Fayette County, Lexington, Kentucky. Well, it's 52 in Huntsville. Huntsville is 20 degrees warmer than Lexington. Why? Why is Huntsville? It's just the way the storm track. It's not miraculous. It's just different, right? I mean, it's not right. It's not wrong. It's just different. That's all. So to show what's 20 degrees among friends. If you have family in Huntsville, you got family in Lexington, there's a split of 20 degrees. And even Chattanooga's at 44. So it's really going to depend on temperature, not only here at the surface, but aloft. And it's going to be cold enough for snow across much of Kentucky as they brace for wintry weather. I've got to go back to the radar here. We'll show you at least what I'm talking about. This is a review over the last 8 hours, and you can see some of that pink mix in places like Claiborne County. It moved across maybe Tazewell. Monticello's had a mix. There's been a few icy pellets in Morgan County, sliding into Campbell County. It hasn't been perfect, but I think that opportunity for sleet, if you haven't had it already, is going to diminish as some warmer air aloft starts to ride up from the southwest. So we're going to tap into a little bit of the milder air that's in Chattanooga, so I don't think it'll be a concern moving forward, looking at all that snow that's starting to pile up in places like Pikeville and areas in southeast Kentucky. We're under a flood watch until 7 o'clock on the 13th. Last I checked, today's the 11th, so this is a multi-day flood watch. Meaning we're going to be watching for flooding not only today, tonight, tomorrow, the next day. It's one of those things we just have to watch very, very carefully. I got some other notes from you. I want to say hi to Judy Kerr. She says, oops, how did we do that? I don't know how I did. Let me go back. I didn't mean to fly back there. Let me go back there. Let me go back to the radar. I see what I did. I made a goof. Let's see here. Come back on camera. Let's see here. This will switch back. I'm hoping it will. Come on back. My radar disappeared, but I am still here. Don't worry about that. Let me wipe back over here. Come back on this side. Take that off. I see what I did. See, my system is case sensitive. Many of you know that technology is fantastic until it doesn't work. But here, I think I got it. I think I got it worked out. Let's go back to Judy as we look at the radar. I mean, if you're going to mess up Aldrich, you might as well put your sponsor on there. That's what it was all about. Anyway, Weigels is awesome. I am very, very impressed with Weigels. I hope you are too. No lightning strikes at this point. But I do see Judy's note. She says, good morning, everyone. Be safe driving these next 2 days. Absolutely. They're going to find some big puddles. We're going to find some standing water. That's just probably a given. But keep that in mind. That's going to be one of the challenges that we are facing. Here's Karen Robbins' note. She says, good morning, David. It's a wet 36 with 0 or 0.09 inches of rain. Gauge in Fairfield Glade. Wanda Poe is on here. She's noticed she's going to miss you, David. She says going to miss you, David. For you, go any snow heading our way soon. I think next week, Wanda, we'll have some opportunities. I mean, it's not that far in Lexington. That's a 3-hour drive I'm very familiar with. But yeah, our chance for snow will increase. We have Act 2. I was telling Brian, one of my premium members last night, that we've got a lot of winter left. Or you could look at it as Act 2. Act 2 of winter is about to start. No more 70s in our immediate future. Good morning, says Fred Winchenbach. Good morning, chilly 38 Maryville. Need my Weigel's coffee. I absolutely do too. Thank you much, Fred, for your support, and of course, Weigel's and their support as well. Temperatures was part of the story. I mentioned we were at 37. So clearly that could also play a role in what we receive. Let me go back and take a look at our current readings. 37 is our McGee-Tyson temperature airport. 34 in Rockwood. It's 36 in Jacksboro. Granted, there's some variability. Newport's at 41, but it's 37 in Crossville. But it's not as dramatic as the temperature difference from Huntsville to Lexington. That's a 20-degree spread. Here we're at 37. The wind chills, I believe, are probably about freezing. We have a 6-mile-an-hour wind, and that chill brings it down to 32 in some spots. So it's cold. If you have to pump gas at Weigel's, you're going to have every need to keep the heavy jacket on today. It's not going to move much. Temperatures are going to be slow to rise, and I'll explain that more in just a moment. Wind gusts are a little stronger, closer to 40, maybe even 50 estimated here on some of the tops of the Smokies, and there's some fog or at least poor visibility with the clouds and the rain. 1 mile in Wartburg and about 2 in Jacksboro, Campbell County. Another look at the clouds and radar put together. It's going to be a gray day, whether it's raining lightly or raining steadily or raining heavily. I think we're going to get all three later today. As far as today, I expect a high of now 43. I was expecting 47. There might be some of those around Sevierville or Newport, upper 40s, but there's going to be a flat line, and most of these numbers may not even occur until this evening. Let me repeat that. Our high temperatures may not even occur because temperatures are going to rise tonight, and so whatever we get during the day is going to be eclipsed by what we get tonight. Does that make sense? So dress for the upper 30s. Dress for what it is right now for most of the day. You're not going to see much change, I'm afraid, in that short term. Sunrise and sunset time on your screen now. 7:27 is when it goes up, or comes up and goes down at 6:14. I put the crying emoji. That's tears of joy, y'all. I mean, tears of joy because we're still in a drought. We've been in a drought since last autumn, since last fall. And now if we get some drought-busting rains today and tomorrow and again Saturday and Sunday, it's a real excitement, right? But it's also sad because if you have outdoor plans, you're like, no, not again. Not another rainy day tomorrow, too. Yeah. I probably won't have to change much except maybe the clock times here because the background, the animation, the rain will also apply on Wednesdays, just the way the cookie crumbles. Here's another look at the state. It seems like most of the heavier rains right now are over Nashville, over Davidson County, and back toward parts of West Tennessee, while the snow is over here. Right? There was some winter storm warnings in places like Roanoke and even extending into southeastern eastern Kentucky. That's where the concern for winter weather will persist, at least through today and into tomorrow afternoon. It runs till 4. If you're curious, anytime you see dark blue on the National Weather Service maps, on any app, this is the extreme cold warning. So when I said, I don't know, when it was 70, hey, we're going back to winter. No, we're not. No, we're not. Yes, we are. No, we're not. Just look at the canary in the coal mine. Look at North Dakota. When they're, I mean, this is extreme for North Dakota standards. If you're giving the North Dakota residents an extreme cold warning, then you would imagine there's probably some really bitter air up there. And that's an understatement. So that's kind of where things are on the big picture. I'm going to expand the view. Go back down to the far south, if we could, and see where this extends. You can see it's raining in Pine Bluff. It's raining in Memphis, and it's raining back toward Dallas. But this actually kind of divides right through parts of southeast Kentucky. As mentioned, we've had a little bit of sleet in some cases, but thankfully, that's not going to last much longer for us. In fact, we're going to see just plain old rain which we have been craving for and hoping for weeks on end. Michael Hawk is on here. He's got light rain. Morristown. My expectation, Michael, and great to see your photo. By the way, he's got light rain. I expect this to turn heavier throughout the day. So that's just one of the things to be mindful of. Wanda Poe's comment with a lot of rain, everyone, please be careful. Tammy Davis is here. David, you'll have to come back to Tennessee to get some good Weigel's milk. Well, miss you, be safe. Absolutely, Tammy. I definitely will. If you see me in East Tennessee after, say, after February, then yes, you might see me at Weigel's. That'd be a good spot to, like Waldo, looking for Aldrich at a Weigel's. That's just one way to do that. Pete says, good morning, all. Glad to have Pete here. And who else have I had on here? Fred's here. Felicia, I haven't said hello to her. She says, good morning, Captain Accurate. Thank you, Felicia, for your support all these months and years. So many of you have had such heartfelt comments, and they are not lost on me. I thank you so much for that. It means a lot. By the way, I had some notes from you. You knew I would. Yesterday, we ready for this? We hit 51 degrees yesterday. That was at 3:36, because I like to be precise. That's the number and time from McGee Tyson's airport records. We hit 37 at 8:40 in the morning yesterday. Peak gust was 20. Normal high and low was 52 and 32. And the record high goes back to Herbert Hoover era. 1932, we hit 76 on this day, the 11th of February. And our record low is 1, a lonely 1 from Chester A. Arthur era. That's 1885. So when you've got 1885, 1932, these records have been on the books for a long time. And I got news for you. They're not going to change on this year, because we're not going to 76 and we're not going as low as 1. That's good news there, but we're just going to get some much needed rain. You can almost see this little pipeline of rain coming up from Texas. It's all going to funnel into our area. This has caused the Weather Prediction Center to issue some concerns for us. Now, this is not a map that we use often. We look at more at the Storm Prediction Center, but they're both divisions of NOAA. And when you're under a marginal or slight risk in the Weather Prediction Center legend, this is for excessive rainfall risk. It's kind of like a warning where flash flooding may occur. Localized in dark green and mainly localized urban areas in yellow, but it's generally isolated, scattered. You can have isolated flash flooding in dark green and scattered flash flooding in yellow, and we have both. We have both. If today was to be considered, and given the fact that we have the entire part of East Tennessee is under that marginal isolated flash flooding potential, but it only ramps up tomorrow. So tomorrow is Wednesday. Wednesday's excessive rainfall outlook from the Weather Prediction Center puts most, if not, I'd say virtually everybody in East Tennessee has the potential for flash flooding, because the longer this goes on, the more it's going to be an issue. And I have not changed. Let me say this as I show you the rainfall. Even through 6 o'clock this morning, we have now picked up only 0.01 inch since midnight. So we're now at a grand total for the month of 1.17. You can see the numbers in the white arrows are what's actually occurred thus far. And we were below average in January, we're below average in February, and if I were to look back at 2024, we had most of the dryness all through autumn, all through the fall season. So it's interesting, because I think we're going to make up for lost ground. That's kind of how weather works. Mother Nature works in that way. It's like the tide at the beach, right? Tide of the ocean. You see things go back and forth. But it is interesting to note, I still anticipate that we're going to get about, you ready for this? 4.5 to 6. Wait a minute. I saw you posted that several days ago. I did, and I haven't changed. I think we're going to get 4.5 to 6 if you count today and tomorrow and the Saturday, Sunday. It's almost like bookends, because Valentine's Day is going to be sunny and pleasant, sunny and dry for Valentine's Day for your love in your life. Isn't that nice? So you're going to have at least some dry weather between this round of rain and the round we get this weekend. But this is going to show you how much rain anticipates. The model takes us through 5 o'clock today. Many of us will have in excess of 1 inch of rain. 1 inch of rain may have already occurred by 10 o'clock tonight, 1.5 inches. Take this through tomorrow morning. We add a little bit more, and then all of a sudden there's another surge Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. Now we're up to 2.4, but we're not done there. We have a little bit right to about 7 o'clock Thursday morning. Repeat, right to about 7 o'clock Thursday morning. This is what we have, close to 3. 2.5 to 3 by the time that first wave is over. Of course, the clock moves, but no rain on Friday. Friday's Valentine's Day. It's going to be sunny. But once we move into Saturday, watch the virtual rain gauges move again. You ready? Oop, there they go. Now we're over 4. Oh my goodness, now we're over 5. You said 4.5 to 6. Yeah. You notice I didn't say the 7s and 8s and 9s I keep seeing online. Why are you listening to those people? Telling you, listen to somebody who's going to tell you the truth. I believe, and have always believed, 4.5 to 6. And now the models are actually backing me up on it. Thank you, models. Thank you so much. 5 inches, 5, 6, that's still flooding rains, but it's not 7, 8, or 9. I'm not swinging for the fences, trying to scare people, but enough rain is enough rain. If you get 3 inches today and tomorrow, and you get a couple more on, say, Saturday and Sunday, you're going to have some problems in your backyard. If you have a basement, you might have some flooding. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be a nuisance, and then become maybe a bigger nuisance as that second wave comes in this weekend. Are we clear? So about 4.5 to 6 is what I expect. And you can see there could be locally higher amounts, but I think most of us will be likely under 5 or even 5.5. Rain turns heavy today. There'll be another round of it tonight. Rain more downpours tonight, and then soggy again on Wednesday with drought-busting rains this week. Because if we got 4.5, if we got 5 or even 6, we could say, bye-bye drought. That drought will likely go away. I did mention in my winter weather outlook at the end of October, we would have more warm spells than cold spells. I indicated to my premium members a fast start would occur and a cold start to December, and expect a few surprises. I did not expect Baton Rouge and Pensacola to get more snow than us, but that's been the case. And you can see how toasty, warm, and orange that November was. We had one record high on the 7th. You go back to December, there's the fast start. The first 7 days were all below normal. And then 11th of December, we had 0.7 inches of snow. That occurred between 7 and 11 in the morning because that 56 was a midnight high, and we got colder. And then, boy, was it cold in January. All the blue squares started to populate. And many of you know you had a heating bill. That proves that it was cold. It was 6 degrees below normal for the entire month. But so far, February, man, Team Spring's been spiking the football, thinking, you Team Snow people, you got nothing to look forward to. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. I don't care if we had a record high on the 4th. I mean, it was nice. But winter's coming back. Winter is coming back, and that leads me to my next point. Winter is coming back to Winter Wonderland. It may not come back. Make sure you pick up a bottle of Weigel's Winter Wonderland milk. It is delightfully delicious and is available for just a limited time. Be sure that's perhaps your hand that has the bottle of Winter Wonderland milk. It is a frosty vanilla mint. It's just better when it's fresh. Farm to store, it's just better when it's with Tennessee cows. All right, so going back to the idea that we've had a warm start to February, but if you look, lo and behold, the cold air and the extreme cold warnings that are being noted in North Dakota, this is the actual temperature, folks, -20. That's not a wind chill. I repeat, -20 in Bismarck right now is not a wind chill. Is that extreme enough for you? I think it is. So hence, they issued an extreme cold warning for North Dakota. It's -17 right now in Billings. What if that comes down and it feels like -35? You go outside and pump gas at -35. No thanks. Not me. I'm not doing that. That's why I'm not moving there. I am moving, but I'm not moving there. I just think that -35 seems extreme. And for those of you who think that winter has played its hand and there's no more left, you've been deceived. I believe you've been misled if you think winter's over, because it's not. Tell that to the folks in Lexington today. We will see this cold air return. If you need more evidence, as I'm going a little bit long, 7:01, the warm air you see in green will start to disappear, and it will be replaced with some of that cold Arctic air in purple. Oh, there it is. Looky, looky, next week. We will see some of this rain change over to snow, I think, Sunday night, Monday morning, and it'll just come in waves, in stages. We talk about this a lot on my premium service, still do, and will through this week, but look at that. Oh, it's cold. That's the 20th. I mean, it could snow even. I mean, look how cold it gets into Alabama. It gets cold in Mississippi. It's so cold, people are going to be shivering. It's just the way it's going to be, I'm afraid, for those who don't like it. Periods of rain today, turning heavy through the afternoon. We're kind of flatlining today. Upper 30s, low 40s, that's how I would dress. But notice at 7 and 8 o'clock at night, it's actually warmer than it is during the day. So whatever you get in terms of temperature during the day, don't be surprised if it warms up tonight. Precipitation chances, pretty high. I don't think I could get any higher. I'm not going to go 110%. No, I'll do 100% for today and tomorrow. And the Storm Prediction Center is some concern, maybe not today for severe weather, but with general thunderstorms in Houston and Dallas today, that's where the thunderstorm threat will persist sliding into parts of at least southeast Kentucky and Tennessee. We're kind of rain-free, or I would say thunder-free. Thunder-free and severe weather-free today. Tomorrow we get some thunder potentially, I think Wednesday night, Thursday. But here in yellow, talking Jackson, Birmingham, and say Baton Rouge, these are the areas that may get scattered severe storms tomorrow. And right into, say, Destin, New Orleans, Beaumont, Texas, these are the spots that could get isolated severe storms tomorrow. We have the risk for thunder. Our best chance, I think, is Wednesday night, Thursday morning. And by Thursday, this system is pulling away and will set the stage for a glorious, beautiful, sunny, dry Valentine's Day. I think that's well-deserved, but we got to get through today and tomorrow. This is a warm front, and most of that mixed precipitation is going to end up in places like Richmond and Roanoke. So be mindful if you're traveling today. Rain continues tonight. It'll come back in stages tomorrow, and then it's just game on. I hope if you have a rain gauge and you want to reset it, this is a good time to do so because, as I said, this event is just getting started for today and tomorrow. It'll only ramp up this afternoon and again on Wednesday. Lots of sunshine. There's your Friday, Valentine's Day, with love in the air and nothing to see beyond that. All right, 7:04. I started 3 minutes late, so I'm going to go obviously a minute late here. But periods of rain turning heavy this afternoon. Winds 3 to 8. I think we're lucky to hit 43, and that might occur closer toward the evening. 50 is possible for Sevierville, Pigeon Forge. 51 is possible for the Southern Valley, but I think there's going to be a sharp cutoff where that exists. And then you look at travel forecast, 49 for Atlanta, 46 Memphis. Clearly, if you're headed to Lexington, you're going to need some good tires on your car because the snow, 3 to 5 inches there, should be falling during the course of today. Rain and downpours, temperature steady, if not rising tonight. That should be 0 to 5. Forgot my hyphen. 41 in Newport, 40 in Oneida, and La Follette at 40 degrees for a low temperature tonight. We're not going to fall much. We actually should start to see the numbers rise. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. 50 on Friday. Put a little cupcake in there to share with you. It's my virtual cupcake there. But an 80% chance of rain on Saturday. Most of that's in the afternoon when it gets heavy. And then the rain will change to snow showers in the horseshoe configuration. You know what I mean if you've been around here. Horseshoe, Plateau, southeast Kentucky. Smokies get some wimpy snow. And the valley gets virtually nothing. I didn't get anything. That's possible on this event because this is not a southern slider on Sunday. Temperatures are going to slide from 59 to 19. They'll drop 40 degrees in a span of a few hours. But by, say, Monday morning, we are down in the upper teens. I think that temperature of 59 could come in the pre-dawn hours of Sunday. So gradually it will get colder, and some of you may be thrilled when suddenly a snowflake or snow showers becomes back into the forecast. Don't want to check your comments real quick. I want to thank you for your patience. I got other people in here. Lana Johnson is here saying, wishing you and your family the best. But who will I have virtual coffee with? I don't know, but you can always go to Weigel's to get the real coffee, Lonnie. But you're very thoughtful, and I appreciate that. You can see Pete wants to know, when am I planning a sign-off? Well, I'm still planning my normal week this week. So if I'm doing a live stream, which I'll do on Friday morning, that may be the official sign-off. But I'll keep posting through Friday afternoon. And let's see here, Michael Hawk, also on YouTube. He's on YouTube. Says, all the best to you, Captain. You really deserve it. Always going above and beyond to get weather news out there. Well, I appreciate all of your support. I really do. You guys are awesome. If you have any other thoughts, questions for me, I'll do my best to answer them. But I just want to thank you again for all of your support. It is not lost on me. I'm overwhelmed by the night's comments that have come in. Obviously, I can't answer all of them. If I did, I wouldn't be able to focus on the weather I'm doing now. But I'm going to do my best to stay concentrated and focused on the task at hand right through Valentine's Day. Thankfully, by then, the weather will be very, very tranquil. Anyway, well, again, if you haven't picked up a bottle of the Weigel's Winter Wonderland milk, it is available for a limited time. Grab it before it goes. But you can also pick up chocolate milk. You can pick up regular milk. They have great white milk and chocolate milk as well as the coffee if you want to check it out today. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.